Hello, thank you for joining me. My name's Eva. Just taking some nice deep breaths to start, really getting ourselves into a nice sacred space within ourselves. Bringing ourselves into the awareness of the presence, then sinking in and melting into and extending ourselves as the presence. Very beautiful. I just published a new sacred trance healing on my website. If you've been working with these fascia healings, I really think it will help expanding and allowing sort of what comes through next, if you will, on our continuum, a deep embodiment. I set the intention when I sat down to make it to release tension in the body, and it really came through as this sacral throat, sacral and sort of root together, but sacral and throat opening, being very aware of the connection between and a merge in terms of giving and receiving and expression and connecting to inner creativity and, as the flow of creation and life itself. So if that's something you feel drawn to, the link will be below. And this video is, as that came through as the throat and the sacral, it really came through as the shoulders and the neck and deep into the base of the spine, the hips and the pelvis. And as we are continuing our fascia and our lymphatic series, we call that into our attention and our awareness now. Letting yourself move. The light codes for a long time have been, wanting to come through with like deeper movement. So if you want to even get up and sort of like do sacred dance, or however you might be feeling called to move around, to let this energy move within you and from you and out into the field, letting all that sort of density, everything that's held in tension and resistance, breathe it out. Korais nushani kanyama orukun yam yatoroshti kinyamasna inatasna histari kionostor hiso shia hiso shini sunyantis norastish kihaya kunoarahumat noaritius torokushti kana yastorosh Sinsamaya suruhunyan daraki dayas nuruhua hinya yasu shisa siyana mahut ora kiyana tisna mushti kiya kiarait hitas toronya taos tokunit hanyutos torukina nusnot shinihumya tasti karahinat kor kunimatis nushin Satsi tashi, satsi ayakiat, orahushti kniantaosti orohai. And this transmission is really coming up through as like a pelvic flowering, like an opening as if you were opening wings. Zorohashim, sanyatorokunat, kin sipashtiatus, hinasansi nashorokun. Hinyandai sioruhushti hinyamat rahat orushtoruhum sinsa kinandis toruitium natraistoshi. Sunuyotokonitan morukuani pusukutahit himosutsini shnitis indaratos urukinari hisnatrakina natra Hustoa, shini sansakinamat I hita umyana ushi, sansito shnatri kinani sansakinahin, hinyasa surkua mushtia mussananinda. Hanakuna mushna trah nisunsokorhuin soruhi. Centering back, just taking some nice deep breaths. Releasing any tension in the body related to global events as they are sort of continuing to unfold. Nandruashit, this sort of massive conflict on display. Kamas nush nandratis nitish, and this bubbling over. We can draw the correlations between all of this seismic activity, the resulting earthquakes and volcanic explosions, with this sort of global geopolitical overthrow. But it's not the overthrow that, in Iran. It's the overthrow of this whole patriarchal cabal. This ancient suppression. It's not just about this time. Remember, all time is now. These are all echoes. We're repeating cycles. This wheel, right, keeps repeating. Kinatoshi. It looks new, but it's not new. Nothing new has happened since the separation began. Kinandroa rushtorum nitri kinitayanaum. Sinyandrahash taitismit. And we are being called to remember creation. There are mere shades here. We are working with like the tiniest fraction of life that could be, and we could still be like imagining dreams here, right? We're opening up to a lot more. And so let yourself be gentle with the way that it comes through, but don't shy away from like bigger releases or more dramatic interfaces as well. Like, just let it all be as it comes. No resistance to any way that it comes in particular. We connect and we are aware of our connection to life eternal, to the force of being, and we ride that through. We remember ourself, and we ride that through this time. Sinadishi, we listen. Be still enough to listen to where you need to be, to where you have to go at the time, knowing that all is temporary in form. All is always changing and moving. So if you feel like you're in a space that you don't really want to be in, or you're feeling resistance to, allow yourself to kind of move and breathe into it a little bit more without attachment, and ask questions about what you are learning. Deeply listen. And ask spirit, ask yourself, ask life, what would you have me see? What is here for me to see and learn and remember? I know you are with me. I know I am one with life. Because when we release this tension, it's a bracing, right? It's a defense. This is an idea of like protection. Sorukush. But the only protection you need is to remember that you are life itself, and to remember that current of life that eternally flows through you. Your defenselessness, your remembrance that you don't need defenses because of what you are, is your protection. The protection is allowing life itself to move through you so you aren't hurting yourself. To hold yourself apart from life in any way is to hurt oneself. That's that opposition we're always talking about, that reversal current, that turning self against self, right? Letting it be, Kyorun Shanandreas, whatever it is, letting go of that dualistic morality, right? Or if it's bad or good for me. It is for you, period. Kiniantorukoshit, it is for your remembrance. It is for you to bring the memory of life into all situations, everywhere. Everywhere you find yourself, everywhere you don't. Kinandrakorukun Shandrakinasitis, in the remembrance that life is everywhere, and your oneness with life makes you a part of everything that is. You access this, you can access you do access everything you need in all moments, where you are in harmony with all life, in communion with all of the field around you. in any dimensional space. Kinatara kritak. And we open to that remembrance so that we let these guards down. Lots being held in the arms. Let it go. Let the burden down. Kinandro ruhushtu rumnitaya. Kinya, at the bottom of the spine, really letting that flow both ways. Sinsato rukorumi tashniti sinsiki. I've been working with Shiva lately, as this divine masculine aspect has been coming through as Shiva, I should say. Kitastor kuniti namahushnaka. And it's important in their traditions to do energy work and meditation and worship with your back straight. And so just as a practice, not all the time, but just as a practice to sort of help with this above and below kind of feeling, this like opening the flow of current to really, what's coming through to me right now, the way that it looks, is like the sun with the earth. Like there's this tension at the base of the spine that's like pressure because it's building in either direction, but it's not, there's not an allowance of that kind of merge. I always say to give and to receive are one. It's not an exchange of things. It's an awareness in timelessness that those things are always one. And so it is a dissolving of that. There's no real barrier there. It's an idea, right? So you, in your meditations, in your mind, in your energy work, dissolve that barrier. Feel that giving and receiving as one, that communion, that union, that exchange. It's not an exchange, but we don't have a word because we can't talk outside of linear time in English. Sitsayas nitra rikas, but we can in other ways. Kinayasotsurhunshi kinimats aniya narya nari norum natriat. Hini sorum shikit isdarandi. Sansakurutushnukunan sansikinindish. And this is important for me in this incarnation. Other people I know don't have this as strongly, or they don't interface with it in this way. But for me, the earth as our earthly mother, where our bodies come from, and sort of reintroducing that idea into our bodies. This doesn't have to be like a negation of lunar force, because we're not really looking to negate anything, but to like consume it back into communion of one. And so it's important for our body's healing, though, that we reconnect into the electromagnetic structure of our planet, where we have sprung from, each and every one of us in these bodies as we imagine them. One planetary consciousness with the earth as our mother. Kananto rumshak atrait. Really being in awareness of this electromagnetic change that's happening with the solar cycle and all of the geomagnetic and pole changes that are happening within the earth. You can be very aware of this without being able to describe it to other people in scientific terms. That's not necessary for your remembering. Remember, everything that becomes further and further discrete in form, more and more dense, further and further represented outside and outside and outside and outside of the self, is just that. I'm not saying any of those things are not worth investigating, not worth being curious about, not worth writing upon, not worth expanding upon. But that's not where we find ourselves. And so as we sort of roll back time, that we uncover these layers of organic connection more and more. Kianandorum nis nandrekini sinsiki shikatisa. Shanima worumnitiki anshi. Sansakuruitis nandrashnikiat. There's this very beautiful image coming through of this like light within the darkness. This is something that they've been expanding upon in quantum mechanics lately. But for me, it's really coming through as like phosphorescence, like bioluminescence, sonoluminescence, like these chemical reactions of light within form and within like the organic matter of the earth. Let that be so for you. Let that be so for your body. See that happening from within your body, your light body, like this sort of natus, tati amor kushiat, mandis, natindi kinit, through your nervous system. You can imagine it all firing, right? Torrukushtikara mat. San sikadi dorutipat rasta yinyan dorukunoyin namani. Hyup rua kuna ruashta karai. Himavushna kanaitis mindis nishindis na trikinayot. Huti pashti kiniat. And remember that, feel that that nervous system, this sort of etheric, plasmic nervous system. See how you're connected to all things. Let it be so in your imagination. The images coming through your connection with all things. If you want to practice with like a houseplant or your pet or any natural part of life, the sky, the wind, the wind is a powerful thing to do this through. Through resonance, through sound and light. Samindia torro konatis nun chonondoid. Mini tayanish. Because as things continue to escalate globally, as things dismantle, the escalation of dismantling, this deeper connection in communion and communication with all life around us, it assuages fear and anxiety. It brings you back to homeostasis with all of nature and all of the cosmos. And it brings peace to your mind, your heart, your body, your emotions. It's less triggering to see things happening on the global stage. And it helps you, again, where you need to be going, what you need to be doing. You aren't asking questions. You don't feel like you're floundering in the wilderness. You are always led from within yourself, and then you see within yourself means so much more on earth than we were letting it mean before. This is not new, this is remembered, kanandroashnitis, and you don't need to learn it. It's already within you. It's always been there. The capability never went away. I don't believe those don't further solidify the power of whatever you think the opposition is. It's just yourself. Don't further solidify those narratives by first proclaiming all of the various ways in which you are not free, and then trying to get out from them from within a story that you're just continuously reinforcing, if you know what I mean. Like, let yourself kind of drop that story. If you want to be different, if you want life to be different, if you want to change your mind, if you want a different embodiment, it's time now to let that go. Let the eternal emerge. Don't keep reinforcing old stories from in whatever way the opposition comes through to you. Because it has many faces. But remember that you made them all because of how your mind is powerful. You will never be healed if you continue to blame a force that is outside of yourself, because there is no outside of yourself. So turn that mirror on yourself. And always this energy, these codes, this weaving, this remembrance is here for you to feel safe doing so, to feel strong doing so, to remember the core of your being so that you can look at what you're holding within yourself without judgment, even if you're afraid, you do it anyway, this strength. You can look at it. It is not the truth. There is not a horrible truth. The truth is your eternal being. So let this continuously dawn upon you, and let it ease your journey of this kind of mind training, right? Of a discipline of your mind, not in like a tyrannical way, but in the way that is this thought freeing me? Is this thought helping me transcend? Helping me remember my eternal nature? Is it helping me reunify in communication with all life? Is it bringing me peace? Is it leading me to expansion? Am I feeling life through this thought? Or is it the opposite? Is it the other way? Is it constricting you? Is it keeping you in a loop? Is it stagnating? Is it painful? Is it limiting? Is it reinforcing the tension? You know, this is important because your peace is paramount. So just bringing ourselves back. Kim mara tosno shnin di kin yama yosno toshikini dayas. Just taking some nice deep breaths because the energy does come through blazing. Yes, kina ri onochatayas notsonta ki. Nati, nati, nati. Because all parts of yourself that are in remembrance want you to remember also, so you can take part in life with them. You can awake from your dream of separateness and remember yourself whole. Yes. Amen. We're going to end it here. Thank you guys so much. This is very beautiful energy as always. As you feel called to stay in meditation or continue doing your energy work, or if you want to take a walk outside or take a shower or something like that, just ease yourself back into your whatever, your day. Gorgeous. And if you feel called to go deeper, I am traveling at the moment, but my calendar is still open. It's just adjusted for driving around. So I hope to meet you soon or see you again if we've met before. And thank you again for participating in the work and for sharing it and for sharing yourself and for doing this work to look within and to free yourself from within so that you can offer that freedom of sight to this world. Thank you very much. I love you all.